Hi, I'm Dana and Rina, and welcome to Wise Calm Learning. In today's video, we will be tackling about topics under Introduction to Computing. These topics will be our foundation of the computer studies. In today's video, the topics that we will be tackling about will be the definition of a system, information system, the concept and types of information system, the characteristic of a high quality data, and lastly would be the system development. So everyone, sit back, relax, and enjoy learning with me. So now, let us learn first what is the definition of a system. So, a system is an interdependent group of items, people, or processes working together towards a common purpose. So if we connect the system to Introduction to Computing, the definition would be it's like a group of devices, artificial objects, or an organization forming a network, especially for distributing something or serving a common purpose. For us to understand better what is a system, let me give you an example. An example for that is a computer system. So it is a combination of hardware and software that works together to perform a specific task. So on hardware, we have here the CPU, monitor, keyboard, and mouse. And for the software, we have here the programs and the operating system. These work together to process data and produce information. And now, let me tell you more about data, information, as well as knowledge. So a data is a raw facts and figures that are typically devoid of context and meaning. So an example of data is numbers, symbols, observations. So you should remember that a data has no interpretation, so you collect the data and you do not add any meaning on it. So now the information is a data that has been processed, organized, or presented in a meaningful context. So it provides context, relevance, and a purpose to the raw data, making it useful for decision making and understanding. So when the data is being processed, then it turns into information. So the data now has an idea. So now we have knowledge. It goes beyond information by incorporating insights, experiences, and understanding gained through the interpretation and application of information. So it involves the ability to use information effectively to solve problems, make decisions, or create new ideas. Let us now move on to the next topic, which is the characteristic of a high quality data. So there is 9 characteristics of a high quality data. The first characteristic is accuracy. So the data correctly reflects real-world values or facts. For example, if someone's age is 25, the data should say 25, not 52. So the second one is completeness. Nothing important or relevant is missing in the data. Example is a form with name, address, and phone number filled in completely. The third one is consistency. Data should be consistent in different data sets, systems, and periods. So there should be no contradictions between data or within the data itself. The fourth one is integrity. The data should be well organized, traceable, and the relationship between the data points are maintained. Then we have reasonability. So the data meets the assumption of its domain. And then we have timeliness. The data is up to date and available when it's needed. So we need to have an update of our data from time to time so that in our decision making, we will be basing it to the latest data. And then we have uniqueness. So there is no unnecessary duplication of data. Each record should be unique. To avoid errors, we should make sure that there is no duplication or there should be no duplicates. So if there is already a record of that specific data, then we should not create another one. So the next characteristic is validity. The data should adhere to the required format, rules, and constraints. So the data should follow the given rules for it to be valid. And the last characteristic of a high-quality data is accessibility. The data should be easily retrievable and available to authorized user in a user-friendly format. We should as well ensure that the data is safe. And now, let us talk about information system. Do you know what is information system? So, it is a combination of software, hardware, and telecommunication networks to collect useful data. So, information system is a combination of technology, people, and process that work together to collect, process, store, and disseminate information. These systems are designed to support decision-making, coordination, control, analysis, and visualization within an organization. So, let me give you an example of information system. So we have here a school information system where students' grade, attendance, and schedules are managed digitally for teachers, students, and administrations. The information system has its own components that work together to build and operate the whole system. So the 5 main components of information system is hardware, software, people, data, and processes. Hardware refers to the physical devices and equipment used in information system. An example for that is the computer, server, storage devices, networking equipment, input and output devices. That would be the keyboard, mouse, and printer. The second one is the software. So this is the programs and application that tell the hardware what to do. It also processes data into useful information. There are 2 types of a software. That would be a system software, like the operating system. And the next one is the application software, like Microsoft Excel, Word, and the database system. And the third one is the data. It is the core of an information system. It is a raw facts and figures, for example, names, number, and dates, that when processed become information, as what I have discussed earlier. The fourth one are the people. So they are the user who interact with the system. Without people, the system cannot function. Lastly is the processes, or it is also called the procedures. So it is the rules, method, and steps that describe how data is collected, stored, processed, and distributed. This also ensures the system runs smoothly, securely, and efficiently. And now let us talk about the types of information system, and I will give you the 6 types of information system. The first type of information system is the transaction processing system, or the TPS. It is a computer-based system that performs and records the routine, repetitive operations needed to conduct business. It also ensures accuracy and efficiency in handling large volumes of data. So this handles the routines as well as the day-to-day business operation. The second type would be the Management Information System, or MIS. It is a system that organizes and summarizes data from TPS, or the transaction processing data, to generate useful reports for managers. It supports structured and routine decisions. Example for that is the monthly sales performance. So it converts data from TPS into organized reports for manager. For examples are the monthly sales reports, the payroll summaries from HR, or the human resources, and the inventory management report. And the third type of information system is the Decision Support System, or the DSS. It is a system that helps manager make semi-structured or unstructured decision by using data, models, and analysis tools. It focuses on problem solving and what-if scenarios. So it supports non-routine, complex decision making. Let me give you an example for the decision support system. So that would be like analyzing which product line is most profitable. The what if analysis example is what if we increase the price by 10%. And then we also have here choosing the best location for a new store. So the fourth type of the information system is the Executive Support System, or the ESS. So it is a system designed for top executives, providing quick access to internal and external data to support strategic decisions. So it usually presented data visually, such as the dashboards, graphs, and the KPIs. So the ESS helps the senior executives with long-term and strategic planning. Let me give you an example. We have here the dashboards showing company-wide KPIs, or the key performance indicator. Secondly is the financial trend analysis for future investment. And lastly is the market analysis. And the fifth type is the knowledge management system, or the KMS. It is a system that collects, organizes, and distributes an organization's knowledge and expertise so employees can learn and innovate. It helps avoid knowledge loss and encourage collaboration. So it stores and shares an organization's knowledge and expertise. Let me give you an example. We have here the company's intranets and training materials, the research database, wikis or documents management system. And lastly, the last type of information system is the Office Automation System, or the OAS. It is a system that supports day-to-day office tasks and boosts efficiency in communication, documentations, and coordination. It improves the office productivity by supporting routine tasks. So the example of office automation system are the Microsoft Office, such as the Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Secondly, we have here the email system like the Gmail and Outlook. Lastly, we have the online meetings. We have here the Zoom and the MS Teams. Now, let's move on and discuss the last topic, which is the system development. Alright, so a system development is the process of creating and maintaining information system, from planning and designing to building, testing, and improving them. It's like constructing a digital machine that helps people or businesses solve problems, manage data, or automate tasks. Let me give you the simple breakdown of the key stages in system development. There are 7 key stages in a system development. These are planning, analysis, design, development, testing, implementation, and lastly, maintenance. The first one is planning. It identifies the problem, need, and feasibility of the project. It sets the goals and decides what the system should do. It also estimates time, cost, and resources. The second one is analysis. It studies the current system, gather requirements, and understand users' needs. It also identifies what features and functions are needed. The third one is design. It creates the blueprint of how the system will work. It decides as well on user interface, data flow, and architecture. It plans how different parts will connect and interact. Then we have the development. This is the actual building or programming of the system, so it builds databases, interfaces, and system logic. The fifth one is testing. We need to check for errors, bugs, and ensure the system works correctly. Make sure as well that everything works as expected, and then we need to test the system with real user if possible. Then we have implementation. We deploy the system for real use in the organization, and we need to monitor as well the performance and fix issues if there is any. And lastly, we have the maintenance. We should update the system over time, fix problems, add new features, and we should as well improve the performance of our system. Always remember that system development is important because it helps organization run smoothly, make better decisions, and stay competitive. Whether it's a mobile app, a website, or a complex business system, good development ensures it's reliable, user-friendly, and secure.